I think I touched that bitch, y'all crazy. From now. I'm the sexiest nigga in the world, nigga. I'm that nigga that made Pretty Boy swag, nigga. Come on, man. If y'all don't see they out here trying to attack all our black rich niggas.
Uh-oh, Soulja Boy. Say it ain't so. Not to say that I had any expectations of Soulja Boy. I don't like Soulja Boy necessarily. Never disliked him, to be honest with you. Never really gave him much thought. He's always been a sort of a gesture in the space of entertainment for me. But what just happened is not a laughing matter at all, because apparently he just lost a case where a woman who worked for him for 2 years sued him and won $4 million on the basis of sexual assault and other forms of abuse. As reported by the New York Times, Soulja Boy is ordered to pay $4 million in sexual assault case. The rapper, known for his songs like Crank That, Soulja Boy was found liable for assaulting a woman who said she was his assistant over 2 years. Ain't that something? Let's look at some of the things he did. Soulja Boy accuser testifies to months of rape, captivity on the stand of civil trial. Once 150 pounds, the plaintiff said she shrank down to about 86 pounds because the rapper refused to feed her. Jesus H. Christ. A woman suing Soulja Boy for sexual assault gave harrowing testimony on Wednesday about months of abuse at the hands of the rapper, including physical violence, rape, and forced imprisonment. This nigga was on some Rick James stuff. Quote, "I wanted to die," the woman said, sobbing. Quote, "I didn't want to be here anymore. I just wanted to go home." The 36-year-old woman who filed her complaint under the alias Jane Doe testified that she had worked for many years on the lower rung of the hip-hop recording industry. She had been assistant at Young Money Entertainment, a record label founded by Lil Wayne. She later worked as an assistant for another well-known rapper, an employment which ended abruptly after the rapper started having sex with her while she was asleep, she told the jury. She then went to work for Mr. Marley Marl, a record producer whom she was also living with. Then in 2018, she met DeAndre Cortez Way, better known as Soulja Boy. The plaintiff said she was driven to Way's house and offered a job on the spot as his assistant. The job, which she said consisted mostly of cleaning the house and rolling blunts, hollowed out cigarettes filled with marijuana, paid just $500 a week, but also came with room and board. So $2,000 a month. All of her food and her rent is paid for. California, $2,500 easy, for an apartment, $2,500. Food is probably somewhere about another $1,000 a month, $3,500. She was making, he's probably giving her, $70,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? If you look at it, based on like what she would have to pay if she didn't live with him, right? If she just had like a regular job, 9-to-5 job to afford that rent, you know what I'm saying? All that, she would probably be making about 70 grand a year. And, based on this, her job was basically to roll up blunts and cook and clean for this motherfucker. So not bad, definitely weird, but not too bad so far. She's accepted, but was unimpressed with the accommodations. Though Way lived in a large house high in the canyon on the outskirts of Malibu, she said her room was spare with nothing but an air mattress. Jesus Christ. Jesus Cristo. Quote, "It wasn't fancy as the other places I'd stayed before," she testified. Nor was she specially starstruck by Way. "He looked very fragile, very skinny," the plaintiff told the jury. "He didn't look healthy. I wanted to help him. I didn't want him to die." Damn. The next morning, the woman said she was not allowed to leave, not get her clothes and belongings, and not allowed to go to a store to buy a toothbrush or feminine products. About once a week, she said she would try to leave, but Way or his retinue always told her that she couldn't. She didn't have a car, and her phone went quote unquote missing, as did her driver's license, though she said Way later revealed that he had taken it. He said, "Bitch, I have your license." Way, she said, would routinely insult her in the coarsest of language, calling her a stupid dumb bitch, ugly bumpy face bitch, and R word. She said he would mistreat her in front of his friends who were a constant presence at his house, and they would laugh. He would also reportedly regularly menace her with his Draco pistol, damn, a Romanian semi-automatic weapon similar to an AK-47. Quote, Soulja used to point a gun at me, end quote, the plaintiff testified. I felt like he was willing to pull it if I did something wrong. She also said that Way had threatened at least once to, quote, send shooters to my house, end quote. Physical violence, too, became a part of the routine. He, quote, he would hit me, the woman said. Most of the time, it was on my chest area, the arms, my ribs. Sometimes, if he was very mad, he would hit me in my face. According to her testimony, Way would also rape her about once every 2 weeks. Quote, he usually had a group of people at the house, the plaintiff said. If there was no women around at night, he would grab me. He would call me to come do something, and he would pull my pants down and start having sex with me. End quote. Even though she was his prisoner, the plaintiff said she was barely fed. Before she started working for Way, she said she weighed about 150 pounds. Quote, I was about 86 pounds when I managed to get away from him, end quote, she said, crying. Quote, I didn't even feel human anymore. I felt like an animal. A few months later, Way went to jail for violating the terms of his probation stemming from a 2014 gun charge. Surprisingly, she said, his attitude towards the plaintiff began to change. He began to call her every day from jail. Surprisingly, I'm not surprised by that. He needed somebody on the outside. Man. Quote, he was apologetic, the plaintiff said. Quote, he said, my bad, I'm not going to do that anymore. You're good. He even told her that he loved her. Jesus Christ. When he was released from jail after a few months, the two moved in together, first into a hotel in Hollywood, then into a house in a gated community in Bell Canyon. They shared a bed and consensual sex, she said. But after a while, his old behavior returned, the plaintiff testified, adding that one night he saw a comment left on one of her photographs on social media and became enraged with jealousy. She was sleeping, she said, when he picked her up and body slammed her on the ground. Quote, he started being mean to me again, yelling, telling me how ugly I was, end quote. The plaintiff testified, and quote, I would beg for him to stop. He didn't care anymore. Jesus, man, this is a tough read. Quote, why didn't you leave him then? End quote. Her attorney, Ron Zambrano of West Coast Trial Lawyers, asked her. Quote, I don't know, she said. Quote, I just didn't know what to do. I was scared. I was embarrassed to tell anybody. I had lost my apartment. I didn't have any money. He was refusing to pay me. I didn't really have any options, end quote. The plaintiff is set to retake the stand on Thursday. Zambrano has said that after she testifies, he will call Way as a hostile witness. Trial began last Thursday, with Way's defense claiming the rapper had never employed the plaintiff and their romantic relationship had been tumultuous but not abusive. So he can't deny that he had contact with her. He's not denying that. He's saying the old, our relationship was consensual. And it may very well started off consensual, but it doesn't mean that it remained consensual. And that's the thing about consent. It's not a constant. He clearly doesn't understand that. The case is not the rapper's first brush with the law over domestic violence. The case is not the rapper's first brush with the law over domestic violence. In 2019, an ex-girlfriend named Kayla Myers sued Way for domestic violence and kidnapping, among other things. She said he kicked her, stomped her on the stomach, and bashed her head with a large gun. In 2021, a jury ruled in favor of Myers and ordered Way to pay over $471,800. In the current lawsuit, Jane Doe is suing Way for sexual battery, assault, false imprisonment, gender violence, and a range of labor violations, including hostile work environment, constructive discharge, and failure to pay a minimum wage. So per the New York Times, the jury found Mr. Way liable for assault, sexual battery, gender violence, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and non-payment of wages, in addition to other claims. It did not, however, find him liable for false imprisonment. The jury also awarded the woman $250,000 in punitive damages. So that $4 million that she got, she's not going to have to pay any other lawyer fees and all of that stuff. That's good for her. Mr. Way is also being sued for physical and sexual assault by Nia Riley. Teddy Riley's daughter, I believe, an ex-girlfriend who appeared with him on the reality show Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. In 2021, she told the comedian Tasha K that Mr. Wade kicked her in the stomach when she was pregnant and that she later had a miscarriage. Jesus, this nigga is a fucking monster. God damn. Reading a statement on his phone, Soulja Boy, whose real name is DeAndre Cortez Way, criticized the verdict outside the Superior Court in Los Angeles County after the verdict. Quote, I believe this entire process has been tainted by a system that is not designed to protect the rights of the accused, Mr. Way said. I want to make it clear that I am innocent, end quote. Well, let me tell you a few things. A, I don't believe him whatsoever. He has a pattern. He has a clear pattern. I am disappointed in the system at this point because he's not locked up. He hasn't been arrested. I don't blame the women for him not being locked up at all. I don't know what they could have done differently. I have no idea. I'm not here to question that. But I just know that he's not locked up, and there's no way that I am able to rationalize that he's not locked up for any other reason than the system protects men like him. Yeah, he'll have to pay some money out of pocket, but he won't lose his freedom, which he should lose. He should lose the money and lose his freedom if the system was actually just. So him coming out and saying the system isn't just is hilarious. It's a slap in the face to his victims, obviously, because he just doesn't want to have to pay any penalty for the things that he has done. And he is being protected by a system that overwhelmingly sides with abusers like him. And then he gets online and does this.
I think I touched that bitch, y'all crazy. From now. I'm the
On phone, nigga, wasn't you just banging Bloods? Not a decade ago? When you in Compton talking about Soulja Boy ain't from the hood, ain't that you? Now you saying on phone them. Is you even from Chicago? You ain't even from Chicago. Ain't you from like Atlanta or something? This boy this Soulja Boy, you a whole piece of shit, bro.
I'm the sexiest nigga in the world, nigga. I'm that nigga that made Pretty Boy Swag, nigga. Come on, man. If y'all don't see they out here trying to attack all our black rich niggas.
And then look at who he defends. Now, real quick, spoken like a true abuser, especially ones that commit sexual violence against women, they always talk about they wouldn't have to take it from any woman and yada, yada, yada. But let me tell you guys something. The way that I view sexual harassment, sexual assault, and things of that nature is like this. Imagine a group of people that already have so much entitlement that they believe that they are a wife slave, each one, right? Simply for existing. That same group of people, right? Now imagine giving that group of people power and access. And then imagine what happens when they are denied by somebody who they view to be subhuman and they know doesn't have any level of protection that they have. What do you think is most likely to happen? Do you think that a wealthy person that has been being told yes for the majority of his life and, has access to pretty much whatever they want to have access to, do you think that that person reacts? You think that that person is more likely or less likely to be able to take rejection in a healthy way? My suspicion is less likely. I think regular men take rejection way better than celebrities take rejection. Way better than celebrity men take rejection. So anytime you have a wealthy man and don't combine that with like a sex symbol like Ronaldo or anything like that, as soon as somebody says that they raped them, I mean, I believe pretty much all women when men say that they raped them or sexually assault them, but specifically for like movie stars, actors, entertainers, as soon as a woman says that a man did that to her, she said no, and he kept going, or he enslaved her, or he imprisoned her against her. I believe it almost every single fucking time. Because who else would do? Like, of course, it would be a wealthy man that is being told yes his whole life. He doesn't know how to take no, because regular men don't know how to take no. And then, lastly, he knows anything happens, I could beat the case. I can eat it. I can eat the money. I ain't tripping. I got the bread. Now, I don't know if Soulja Boy got $4 million. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure Soulja Boy has $4 million. Like, $4 million is going to hurt Soulja Boy for sure. But nonetheless, he got money. He had money to fight the case and all of that stuff. And the vast majority of the time, they don't have to pay anything. The vast majority of the time, they're not held liable in any way, shape, or form. And the vast majority of the time, their victims never come forward. And that's what they're banking on. So I'm happy that this woman came forward and the other women came forward as well. And I'm happy that he's being held accountable, at least in some way. But he needs to be locked up at this point for life. I'm not the biggest proponent of locking people up for life, but he is a serial abuser, and he will, I think, the likelihood that he'll end up killing somebody is extremely high.
Man, I don't know what to tell y'all, you know what I'm saying? I know all my haters gonna be popping it, but guess what? They gonna pop it regardless. Whether you doing good, whether you doing bad, your haters always gonna talk. They out here trying to take down all the rich black niggas, nigga. They mad, nigga, because I own my own shit. I ain't signing no nigga.
You ain't signing no nigga, but you also not making no music anybody want to listen to. Like, nigga, that ain't a flex. You want to be signed at this point. You trash.
So they trying to take a nigga down. How this nigga got all this money? How he got all these stores? How he got all this shit? So they gonna try to lie on a nigga, make up shit on a nigga. Cause I'm the first.
Who is they? So you have to make us believe, or you would have to. Who are these women working for? They're working for the quote unquote system. They working for Mr. Whitey. These women who don't know each other at all. We've seen you be abusive on television. Maybe not physically, but we've seen you be verbally abusive for sure, without a doubt. I watched it. You are abusive. I know that without a doubt. And all these women are saying the same things about you. Who are they working for? Tell me, Soulja Boy, who are they working for? And why are they coming after you? How you're not influential like that. I'm not saying you have no influence. I won't do that, but you're not influential. Like, nobody gives a fuck about Soulja Boy. You're a meme. Nobody gives a fuck about you.
Rapper to do this shit. You feel me? They did the same shit with Jay-Z. They did the same shit with P. Diddy. They did the same shit with everybody, nigga. I think I touched that bitch, y'all cry. All my fans know, nigga, what type of person I'm in. All my fans know how I get down, nigga. I never do no shit like that, nigga. On God. Them folks scam me up in that courtroom, nigga. All them folks in there was old as hell, 60-year-old, 70-year-old white people, nigga. Where the young people at on the jury? Where the black people at? I had one black person on the jury. Them folks couldn't wait to fry my ass in that bitch.
This nigga talking about black people need to show up for jury duty. Boy, start a petition. Shut the fuck up.
So all my haters, go on get your laughs out the way. All my fans, I love y'all for sticking by my side. Let the lawyers do their thing, man.
I was not a Soulja Boy hater until recently. Like, I didn't know about most of this stuff. I didn't know how violent he was and all of that stuff. I ain't never been a fan of his. I've been indifferent to him, to be honest with you. But yeah, now throw me in the Soulja Boy hate camp. I'm 100% a Soulja Boy hater at this point. I hate this dude for sure. And it's so hilarious to me that he thinks that doing this, reacting like this, is supposed to convince people that he's actually not guilty. Like, this screams guilt. Like, you have no remorse. You don't seem humble at all. You seem more combative than ever. You sound like an abuser. All of his language is the language of an abuser. All of it.
Why you going to ask for some money, nigga? Go tell the police to come lock me up, bitch. If I touched your ass, bitch. Lying ass, bitch. Ain't nobody touched your funky ass, bitch. On my mama, y'all can't see what these folks trying to do, then fuck y'all. Y'all want to believe what these folks saying? Y'all want to promote this shit? Come on, nigga, come lock me.
Nigga, the blunt lit. Shut the fuck up. Hit that motherfucker and get off the camera.
Me up, nigga. The fuck? Where the charges at? Come on, nigga.
And that's what a lot of them like to hide behind. Is like, what? I didn't go to jail. Talking about they been exonerated. Nigga, you ain't been exonerated because they didn't charge you. It's hard as fuck to prove rape and sexual assault and things of that nature. Very hard.
Ask for some money, nigga. Who the fuck want money for being sexually assaulted? Who the fuck want?
That's such a weird way to look. Who wants money for being sexually assaulted? The fuck are you talking about?
Some money for that, bitch.
Give her the money you owe her, nigga. Give her the money you owe her that you were supposed to pay her. like, what are you talking about? At the very least, that. But no, you owe her money for being sexually assaulted and being beaten and all of that stuff. What are you talking about? That's like asking who want money for being in a car accident. What? Who want money for slipping and falling in a grocery store?
Go lock the nigga up. That's how you know this shit is scam, nigga. The fucking system is broken, nigga.
The system is broke. You're right. That's the first thing I agree with. You're right. The system is broken. You should be locked up, and you should have to pay all these women this money.
My mama, nigga, and shit set up for black niggas to fail. Who the fuck?
Yeah, he on that bullshit. Here go. This is what playing the black card looks like. For all you people that use that term, playing the black card, that's what playing the black card looks like. When it actually doesn't apply and you play it, you try to weaponize it, that's when it's a problem. Because this shit ain't got nothing to do with you being black. It got everything to do with you being an abusive piece of shit.